It's me for like a week now, but I'm here today. This is the BRR show, the business, relationship, and real life issues show. I have an amazing guest in the house today, but before I introduce him, I'd like you to go subscribe to our YouTube channel at TLIG Africa TV. Subscribe, comment, share with your friends, and of course, enjoy all of our shows. Okay, today we have an amazing person. Yeah. Okay, hi guys. Okay, I have an amazing guest today. His name is Abiola Champ. Hey, when I heard the name, the first time I heard it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Can I look it up to him?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good to-
I would think your name is more amazing,
JK, just JK.
Just
Compared to Abiola
J,
Champ.
J, yeah, from the J to the K, you know what I
You
mean?
know how we
Yeah.
do. I hope it wasn't difficult to get.
No, it wasn't difficult, but today is the 70th birthday of a man I really respect.
Okay.
Why his name is Sonny Rabo, Uncle Sonny Rabo is
Oh, I
70 today.
see. Congratulations to him.
Congratulations to him and congratulations to us, that we are his mentee and we've been following him for many years. And it was just awesome, to share some moments with him
Moments,
at
okay.
a church service.
Oh, that's where
There
you're coming
today.
from.
Yes, and it was great seeing a 70-year-old man,
Yeah.
bubbling with life,
Wow.
still aspiring for greatness and future.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
I
it
know
says a
how.
lot to young people. All of us, whether you're 20, you're 30,
Eventually.
no matter your age, is that there's greatness ahead of us.
Absolutely.
And there's no need to rush people.
There's no need to rush. Okay, guys, let me use the opportunity to apologize to my viewers. We're supposed to start the BRR show some minutes ago, as a matter of fact, but then we're waiting for our amazing guest.
And I apologize. I'm sorry
Yeah,
for
he's
holding you.
apologizing.
Sorry.
All right, so we're just going to go straight into today's topic. We will be talking about handling tough situations with emotional intelligence. As a matter of fact, Abiola Champ is a performance strategist. You know what that means, right? Okay, so tell us, what is emotional intelligence in the first place?
Right. Emotional intelligence is the capacity of every one of us, you and I,
Okay.
to understand ourselves, understanding our emotions, and by virtue of our understanding of our emotions, we manage our emotions effectively, and also understanding the emotions of other
Other
people
people.
and using the knowledge we have that we have obtained from our understanding of their emotions to build rewarding relationships with them. So just look at it in four phases. One is me understanding myself, and first off, and based on what I know about me, I manage myself effectively.
Okay.
Knowing that I get angry when somebody says something, or I get fearful under particular conditions, or
Have
this thing
anxiety
trigger, or I have
towards certain
anxiety,
things.
towards certain things, towards an examination, and towards the kind of person, the anxiety towards a relationship. So this fine boy that's been trying to check you
But
that,
when you
babe,
see
how
fine
far
girl
now?
now,
But as a fine boy that when you now see fine girl, you now start reading.
the flyer they gave you since 2 weeks
Yes,
ago.
that's the job you're reading. Or even as a girl too, you have been hoping and praying that this boy will come.
Somebody's son will find me one day.
Eventually, this person's son now shows up and then with anxiety, then you start, so you are prone to those things.
Absolutely,
And then based
absolutely.
on your knowledge of yourself, you manage yourself effectively. And then understanding other people. The place of understanding other people is a place of empathy. Empathy says seek first to understand before you are understood. But most of us, we just want to be
You're just
understood.
self-centered.
We just
You don't
want to be
understand
understood.
me.
Everybody needs to listen to me. You need to hear me. You need to hear me. So we use our mouth more than we use our ears, and it lands us in trouble many times. It lands us in tough situations many times. Situations that we could have avoided, but because we used our mouth more than we used our ears,
Okay.
to empathize. And when you now get data from people, when you empathize with them,
Yeah.
you use that to relate with them, to build rewarding relationships with them. That's what emotional intelligence is about.
Okay,
Just
so
a summary.
absolutely, I've learned so much already. So let's go back to the topic, which is handling tough situations with emotional intelligence. Presently, there are a lot of unrest because of scarcity of this, scarcity of that in Nigeria, and can emotional intelligence help in these tough situations that we're facing presently?
Sure, emotional intelligence helps with every situation human beings face. So far, human beings are. So far, the
Involved.
conversation is about human beings. Emotional intelligence is critical because certain situations, different kinds of situations, triggers different kinds of emotions.
Absolutely.
And if we're not conscious of what is being triggered, we're not even conscious of the trigger in the first place and know that this false scarcity that is going on anytime people are talking about unrest, without you even seeing the unrest yourself, without you needing to stay on queues to buy
To
fuel,
buy fuel,
but the
yeah.
fact that you are hearing
Hearing
it,
it,
that it has a way
it
to
has an
weaken,
effect.
to disempower you as an individual. It has a way to make you forget about your dreams as an individual. It has a way to probably make you start to appraise yourself and say, I'm just in a terrible place.
And
Whereas the issue is not actually touching you
affecting
yet.
you directly.
So it's important to know how these things happen to us. So yes, and by the way, we're always in tough times in the world. There's
Absolutely,
no
one way or the
specific,
other.
yeah, I mean, COVID hit the
Came,
world. Of course, COVID was a big, tough time.
it was a major
Was
one.
was a big one. And COVID came, COVID went. We're dealing with different kinds of issues. There's war. There's war in a faraway country, by the way, on a different continent, and
Entirely.
that information about the war goes all around the world,
And we are responding
and
to
we're
it.
responding to it in our own different ways.
Yes.
So it's important to know emotional intelligence orients us to know that we should always focus on what we can control and not the things we can control.
Wow.
I read a book many years ago that talked about said that we in every situation we find ourselves when one of two circles. The
Okay.
first circle is our circle of concern, and the second circle is our circle of influence. Our
Okay.
circle of concern are the things affecting us that we have no control over.
Absolutely.
Our circle of influence are the things that are affecting us that we have control
Control
over.
over.
But you know what we do, JK? Most times we put our energy, we put our intellect, we put everything into the things
That
we
we cannot
cannot
control.
control. And then that is where we spend most of our time. That is where we complain. Watch people that complain. Watch people, who are ranting. Watch people who are talking.
Lamenting.
They are not lamenting about the things they can control. They are lamenting on the things they cannot control. And when they spend much energy, time on the things they can't control, they will even not control the ones
That
that
they
they
have
can
control
control.
over.
So there's false scarcity, for example. You are not NUPEN. You are not NNPC. You are not
You
PPMC.
don't belong to any
You
of
are
these
not the
bodies.
government. You don't belong to any of the bodies. That you cannot control. But what can you
Absolutely.
control? You can control your response
To
to
the
it.
situation.
You can control your response to the situation. By even if you are discussing with friends, it's not like you are complaining and you are disempowering yourself, right? It's about you are looking at, so this is the situation now. What can
What do
I
we
do
do?
about it? And some people feel good to complain. The moment
It
they are
makes them
ranting,
feel better.
yeah, so they think they're a superstar. The moment they are complaining,
This
they are
country
ranting,
is
we find people on the media, doing analysis paralysis, complaining with all their energy. And while they're doing that, you are watching without paying attention to emotional intelligence, and what that is doing is sending data into your mind. And you see the way we think. If I ask you, what are you thinking of right now? You will probably give me an answer. But the
course,
answer you are giving to me is just 10% of what you are thinking. You are not
presently
conscious of the other 90% that is in the background of your
your
brain,
thoughts.
on what you're thinking. And you know what? What you are thinking of that you are not conscious of is affecting you more than the things you are thinking of and
Actually,
you are not conscious of. So when people are depressed, for example, depression is not on the top of the 10% that you are thinking of. Depression is the bedrock, the other 90%. At times people will ask you, say, "Oh, I'm in a bad mood." Then they will ask you,
what
why?
what is
What is
wrong?
wrong? What did anybody say anything? Did anybody do anything to you? Did you remember anything? And you say, no, I can't explain it. I don't understand.
Nothing in
I'm
particular.
just in a bad mood. It is from that 90%.
Wow.
So it is important for us, every one of us, to pay attention to the things that we consume. And by consumption, I'm not just talking about the food you eat, the liquid you take. I'm
Yeah, the
talking
ice
about
cream.
the information. Somebody likes ice cream. I got that. But the information that gets into you. And I don't know if you've paid attention to this word before, information.
Information,
So
yes.
let us break it down a little bit. Information, right? It means the thing that goes in and then forms you.
Wow.
Inform.
Ooh. I've
So
never come across
inform.
that
So,
definition of
so,
information.
so it informs. So you're watching the news,
Yeah.
listening to radio, or you're
Watching a
liking,
series.
watching a series, or scrolling through social media, liking the pictures of people that don't like you, that don't even know you, and information, some data is getting
Into
into you,
you.
and it is forming you. And none of us is smart. We're all as smart as the information we submit ourselves to. And your submission may be conscious, it may be unconscious, it does not matter.
You're sure
You
submitting.
have shall submitted yourself, and because you have submitted yourself,
You have received.
you have received, and that continues to determine how you behave, how you act. A lot of times, we're not conscious about the way we respond to situations or the way we respond to people. We just say this thing feels good, then we do it. Or then we say this thing doesn't feel good, then,
Yeah, I'm not doing
we
it.
don't do it. And we need to get to a place where we are conscious of the life that we're living. We are conscious of the things that we're saying. But guess what? A lot of other people are conscious, but they know you are not conscious. They can easily take advantage
Advantage of
of
the fact.
your ignorance.
Ignorance,
And
yeah.
this has nothing to do with age. You can be 18 and conscious, you can be 80 and unconscious. It has nothing to do with age, it is all about maturity. We will all grow old. That is, you have no choice
Yeah.
over that. But maturity is by choice. So growing old is not by choice, but
You're just
maturity
going to grow. But if you
is.
want to be mature,
Yeah.
you have to be
And
deliberate,
maturity has nothing to do
intentional.
with gray hair. Maturity is in the way we make our choices, in how we have directed information over many years to ensure that we can always put our best foot forward, even in tough situations.
Wow. Woo. That is amazing. I know you guys are still listening. It's still the BRR show, the business relationship and real life issues show, right? I have the Abiola chap in the building and he's been feeding us with lots and lots of information, of course. Okay, so my second question is how effective is emotional intelligence in tackling tough situations? How effective does it work?
So,
You know, when you say emotional intelligence, and people are like, no, no, give me money. If you go and meet someone needs help, and you tell them, do you know that with your emotional intelligence you can tackle this thing? No, no, JK, forget that thing. Just
just give me
transfer,
money.
just give me 100K.
Okay.
So how effective is this?
I like the fact that you talked about money, and I want to reiterate what we're talking about. I mentioned something of a concept I call emotional financial intelligence.
Okay, emotional financial
Yeah,
intelligence.
emotional financial intelligence. So
EFI.
you're talking to someone about something, and the person is giving me money.
They don't want to hear that one.
Yeah.
That what concerns my
So
emotion
yeah.
with money.
So then you transfer the money to the individual. Because the person lacks emotional intelligence, we can come back in 24 hours and that money has disappeared. Not just because the person has been scammed.
Okay.
I mean, there are people that are scammed,
Yeah,
and
they get scammed of their
and
money.
when you are scammed, it's because someone took advantage of your unconsciousness about your emotions. So the person is talking to you. The person sees that you are anxious about investing in this
You want to
scheme.
get involved.
That the person is talking about. He sees that you are not really thinking again. They've used they put different kinds of things around you to make you start to think differently. So they share the testimony of someone who invested one
Show you the
dollar
person
and got $1 million,
saying, I'm
and
rich
then you're
now.
not thinking again. Then you have watched, remember,
Niche
information.
transformed.
Then you've seen a video where they show that, hey, 6 years ago, I was a pauper.
As a
I was
matter of
lying
fact.
under the bridge in Ocean.
And
But
then someone
now,
came and
I
told me
stay in
about this
Banana Island
investment.
and they told me about this investment. And
Today,
so that's all the individual is listening to. You are no
it's
more
making
rational.
sense to you.
You're no more rational. You're thinking about it. And then they'll put you in a room somewhere and they get someone to make a fiery presentation to you. And then you see yourself jumping up that, wow, this
You
is the
even
way
want to
to
get
go.
others involved, your entire
This is the way to
family.
go. I mean, if you probably, if you know that there are places we gather, every weekend, and then there's an order to which before they ask you for money, be some
Of
entertainment.
course, we know those
You can
things.
say praise and worship. Some entertainment, and somebody comes to give a fiery message, and then they will now say that country
Okay.
is emotional intelligence.
Oh.
So but when you are conscious, you know that the decision you are making, the transfer you want to make, the money you want to spend,
It is
you
based
know
on
that you are making that decision consciously. Not
okay.
because you've been manipulated emotionally, and there's a lot
Exactly.
of emotional manipulation, going on. And so that is critical. It's important for people to know. So whether you have a lot of money or you don't, when you pay attention to your emotional intelligence, it can even help you to manage the money better. And of course, we talk about tough situations, it can. You see, one of the ways to respond to tough situations is calmness. It's
You just
calmness.
heard that. It's
It's
calmness.
calmness. Whatever that tough situation is. Yeah, but we're in a place where they say that when somebody does something to you, you need to let them know the kind of child they are from. They are not the kind of child that has to go back home to go and
To go
bring
and
a
busy.
response.
Yes. You
If
won't go
you
back
if
home
you
to
can
bring.
translate that into English, you can go ahead. that once they give you
They
one,
come
you
to you,
give
you
them
give them
10.
100. That's it.
That you can bianca. Sorry, you can bianca anybody. Sorry. Oh, sorry, I was
You're
just
a Biancarist by nature.
that anywhere you go in public, in private,
You're willing and obedient,
yes,
always ready.
and of course because the people around you as well, they are small-minded people. So when you do that kind of
They will
thing, they will
ginger
help
you.
you.
Okay, ah, this one no they take
And a
nonsense.
lot of them that are even on the
Jagaban.
streets of Twitter that will never see you, never
Ah,
meet you, they will propel you
they
and
will
position
ginger
you. They
you.
will ginger you. When they ginger your life finish, whatever it
When the
is,
consequence comes, you shall be by yourself.
exactly. And it's important we understand these things. Those who are really truly smart are not those who earn the first class degree.
True.
Those who are really truly smart are not those that are best academically or intellectually in their class. Those who are really truly smart are those who have the power not to control other people, but to control
Control
themselves. In
themselves.
fact, the most powerful person in the world is not the one that can control 1,000 army or 1,000,000 army, or the one that can detonate something. The most powerful person is the one that can say, you know what, this soda that I've been drinking for a while. They say it's not good for my health. I will stop drinking it. And for the next 21 days, I will not drink it
Touch
again.
it.
And the person can do it. And then extend it further. For the next 3 months, I will not do it again. That is the most powerful
Not
person.
after 3 days, you'll be like, this life, I can't keep
The
myself.
most powerful person is not the one that knows how to talk. The most powerful person is the one that knows when to talk and when to keep quiet. The most powerful person is not the one that only knows how to use his mouth, but the one that knows how to use his or ears more than the person uses his or her mouth. That makes you powerful. When you enter a room and you see a lot of people talking that, look at the person that is quiet.
He's
The person is
looking
quiet not because the person is shy, not because the person doesn't have what to say, but because the person is waiting for the right time
to talk.
to say the right thing. The most powerful person.
Okay, you're still listening to the BRR show, the business relationship and real life issue show. To be a part of our show and participate, just go on YouTube at TLIG Africa TV. Subscribe, share, comment, and enjoy the show. We're still talking to Abiola Champ. He's teaching us how to use emotional intelligence to tackle tough situations. Now, don't be complacent. Oh, there's no fuel, there's no light. So you should be on the show learning something. Okay, so before we finish, I have a last question for you. Do you think that Nigerians understand or appreciate emotional intelligence?
Nigerians don't even know what emotional intelligence is.
Yeah.
It's when you know what it is that you can be seeking and understanding, and it's not to insult anybody,
Or
or to pull anybody down,
berate?
or to berate anyone, or to make anybody feel less of themselves. It's just ignorance. The fact that you are ignorant about something it's not doesn't make you a bad person
Or a dumb
or
person?
a dumb person. And the fact that you are ignorance is the fact that you now know that you are ignorance is a step forward. There are 4 levels to learning, right? The first level is unconscious incompetence, which is you don't know that you don't know. A lot of Nigerians are on
Wow.
that level that they don't know that they don't know.
They are not even aware
And
of
yeah, they're not aware. And
their
it's not,
ignorance.
yeah, you're not, it's not that you're dumb, it's just that you don't know, right? So you're not aware of your ignorance. That's unconscious incompetence. Now, when we have a session like this, a conversation like this, when you truly open your heart to listen to what is being said, I didn't say open your ears, I said
Open
open
your
your
heart.
heart, because you can open your ears without opening your heart. When you open your ears and without opening your heart, you're just looking for how to debate, whatever you're
You want to
hearing.
argue.
Well, when you open your heart, you're putting what you're hearing in the context of what you've experienced before,
Okay.
or what you've heard in other places before, from other people before. So there's the place of unconscious incompetence, which is you're not aware of your ignorance. Now, in this conversation, it moves you from that first level to a second level, which is conscious incompetence, which is now you know
No.
that you don't know. You see, the movement from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence could take some people a lifetime, could
Wow.
take some people a short time. But when you are teachable, being teachable, open your mind into other information
Nation.
again. So
Information.
there is the unconscious incompetence, there's the conscious incompetence, and then the fourth level is now the conscious competence, which is now you
You
know
know.
that you know. You only know that you know because you've received feedback.
You've
You've
acquired
invested
some knowledge. Yeah.
some time, or even some money in knowledge in ensuring that you master this this craft so that you are a master of your craft.
Crafts.
You know, so you master the craft, and so moving to conscious competence. But the place we all need to be, every one of us, is unconscious competence, which
Okay.
is you don't need to know that you
No.
know that you just behave. It's just part of you. It's just like your
You
culture.
respond
You
naturally.
just respond naturally, not because you just read it somewhere, somebody just told you something, but because you have practiced what you've learned over a sustained period of time, right? And then anytime a situation comes up, naturally
That's your
that
response. You
response,
respond from there.
respond from that depth. And let me give you an example. And I want to use a personal example.
Okay.
While I was in the university, 200 level, 300 level, I was reading some kind of books. While I was studying hard in my for my academic degree, and by the way, I had a very good degree.
Oh,
You know,
congratulations.
while I was studying hard for that, I knew that there's more to know about life, about the
Okay.
future, than the course I was studying. So I
Okay.
invested in books. I said then I was reading the leadership series by John Maxwell, John C. Maxwell. I was reading the purpose series by the late Dr. Miles Monroe, who I wish I met, but I didn't till he
Really
died.
read.
I was reading loads of series from Brian Tracy. I remember reading The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stevie Covey, and a couple of other books. I was reading them. I was seeing my ignorance. Remember, unconscious incompetence.
Yes.
As I kept reading, I kept seeing
It
the
was
things.
playing out like, okay, wow.
I started seeing the things I did not know. Unconscious incompetence, then conscious incompetence. Seeing that, oh, I don't know this thing. Then conscious competence comes to have
I know
embraced
that
the
I know.
idea. I know that I know. And then I even used to talk to my friends in the leadership responsibilities I had that time. I was sharing ideas with them on how to be more effective with what we were doing. Of course, loads of them were making fun of me that time. What are you talking about? But of course,
They don't even get it.
they continue to see snippets of results in the
Yeah, the
responsibilities I
changes.
had.
Yeah.
I was leading a choir. I was an executive in my department in
And
school.
you were effective.
And I was effective. Many years down the line, till today, there are things I know and I do, the way I lead, the way I comport myself, that looks like this is who I am today.
Wow.
That place is the place of unconscious competence.
Competence.
So, which is, I don't need to know that I know,
No.
but because I've studied over time, I've practiced it over time, and I'm still practicing. And when I'm still studying, it has become native intelligence. So when when there's a challenge brought to me,
Yeah.
I
Your
have a
natural
solution
response.
that I'm provided. Why? Because over a sustained period of time, I've acquired knowledge, I've internalized it, I've practiced it. It now looks like
It's
this
a
is
part of
who
you.
I am today. And to every one of us, and by the way, this conversation doesn't in any way suggest the perfect state of any human being. None of us is perfect, but we all have a chance to improve. You see, what we should continue to seek is improvement, not
Yeah.
necessarily perfection.
You want to be
Yeah,
better.
you want to be better today than who you were yesterday. And please, people, let us stop finger pointing. We have this hypocritical way of relating with everybody, with other people, but not ourselves. We hardly take time to look at the man or the woman in the mirror. We
Exactly.
talk about other people having
This
anger
person is this
issues. We talk
person.
about, think about it, you and your friends. You can talk about all your friends. You say different kinds of things about them, but you don't say anything about
With
you.
yourself.
When it comes to your own case, you cover up. That's not maturity. That's not responsibility. From time to time, look at the man and the woman in the mirror. When you check the mirror, who do you see? You see yourself, no one else. And that person you see tasks the person on to improvement. Not just about making more money. Making more money is great, but about when you make it, your capacity to sustain it. Not just about peppering people up and
I
down.
want to
It's a
pepper them.
sign of
Pepper
low
them.
self-esteem. It's a huge
That
sign
one will
of
shock me.
low self-esteem.
Pepper them
You
is a
know,
sign of low
low
self-esteem.
self-esteem. You don't need to. When you are whole to yourself, when you are all right by yourself,
You don't need to prove it to
you don't
anybody
need to
now.
prove to anybody. You don't need validation. You don't need those things. And by the way, when I say you don't need validation, also coming out to say I don't need anybody's validation is still a
It's
sign
sign
of
that
low
it
self-esteem
remains more for your body.
because you don't have to say these things. Learn, be humble. One of my favorite books, the Bible. A gentleman, a champion who walked the face of the earth many years ago, wrote a letter to some of his mentees, and he was admonishing them that to their faith that they should add knowledge, and he said to their knowledge they should add self-control.
Absolutely.
To faith,
And
add
knowledge.
knowledge. To
To
knowledge,
knowledge.
add self
Self control.
control. The place I want to dwell on is that knowledge and self control. Because when you have knowledge, there's a tendency that you can be carried shoulder,
Oh,
that you know.
you all about
Yeah,
books.
yes, yeah, that you know
There
the
are some
kind
people
of
like that.
you know the kind of school I attended. I don't have conversations with low class people. I'm sorry. Yes, I know you and I we used to be friends, but that was then when I was on
When
your
I was on
level.
that level,
You
so I'm a
need to
different person now.
respectfully know that you can't just access me easily. I'll talk to you. That's pride. So it's saying that knowledge and self-control, no matter what you know, no matter what you have, the way you even share it, the way you dispense it, is with no ears at all, with utmost simplicity. Just ensuring that you are piercing and helping all the people around you, the people that are consuming the information that you're supplying, to
Absolutely.
the world. With these few points of mine, I would need to answer your
You
question.
have answered my question, Pa. I just want to ask you one more question that came to mind. I didn't plan to ask you is, do you know there are people that will tell you that how do I get emotional intelligence? They might tell you even book, normal book, I don't know. So how I won't take
No,
there are people like
no,
that.
it isn't. It's about learning,
It's about
and
learning.
learning takes different kinds of forms. You
Absolutely.
can get books,
Okay.
to read. You can watch the right. Remember, it is all about information.
Information, yeah.
So you can read books. It is great for you to
To
read books
develop your
to develop
intelligence
your
emotionally.
emotional intelligence. You can read books. By the way, I have a book. I'll talk about it shortly.
Okay.
The book is called The Magic of Emotional Intelligence. You can get that. Read the book, written with utmost simplicity and loads of stories.
Easy to understand.
And I'm not saying it because I just wrote it. It's because of the loads of reviews that we've received around it. So you can get a book. You can read a book. You can also watch the people you follow. You
Absolutely.
see,
The people you follow.
the problem some of us have is the people we are following on social media, the videos we watch, the videos we share, what we consider funny, what we think is humorous, what we consider comedy.
It's just
And
clouds.
then
You're just having
they'll
fun.
say it's cruise,
Eh, na cruise, na
just
cruise.
catching cruise. They say "Ah, it's just a joke, they say it, but you know what? That's deposited something in you, and the
Impact.
person will act on it. Will act on it at some point in time. So it's the totality of information. Watch those you follow on social
Absolutely.
media. Watch the content you consume generally, from books, from
You guys, I
discussions
like
with
that.
people. Some people watching right now, the only way to develop your emotional intelligence is to change your group of friends, because all of you are toxic. I'm not saying they alone, even you, right? All of you, yes, you all look great, you all look fine, you're all chasing money together, you're all doing all of this, but there's
There's
a truckload
more.
of toxicity within that group. So you want to detach yourself and find a new group. And by the way, you don't necessarily need to always plug yourself and make your life depend on
Any group.
other people, right? Because when you are whole by yourself, I remember, when you are independent, you can be effectively interdependent.
Okay.
Interdependence is relating with other people.
Okay.
Independent is having emotional intelligence so that you are of better value to anybody you want to relate with. So read books, follow the right people on social media, consume the right content on social media, then spend some money to develop yourself.
Spend some money. Thank you, Abiola Cham. We've come to the end of the show. You want to
Okay.
say something?
I wanted to say something quickly. So there's a website. It's called the magic of eiproject.com. The
Okay.
magic of
EI
EI
Pro.
is emotional intelligence. So the magic of eiproject.com. Go on that website. There are freebies there
You
that will
guys have
have
heard it. You've heard it. There are
you have
freebies there
download,
from the champ himself.
improve your emotional intelligence.
Improve your emotional intelligence. Thank you guys for being a part of the BRR show today. I'm still your girl JK. Remember to subscribe to TLIG Africa TV, share, comment, like, and talk to your friends about the BRR show. Thank you. Follow me on Instagram at JK underscore OAP. JKAY underscore OAP. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. What would you like to say, Tim?
Well, I would like to say that please listen more. Use
Listen
your ears more
more.
than you use your mouth.
All
Listen to your
right.
parents, listen to your friends, listen to your boyfriend, listen to your girlfriend, listen to your
Okay.
wife, listen to your husband, listen to your children. Listen more.
Just listen. Learn to
Listen more.
listen. Be quick with hearing than speaking. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your week.